Love them or hate them, model marketplaces are here to stay. And every once in a while, I see some people asking in the chats, are model marketplaces scams? Why would anybody sell a model if they can just take that model and go and get traffic and do chatting and do all this other shit to make money from her? It doesn't make sense. Are they reselling these models on all these different marketplaces? Are they reselling these models to a bunch of different people? So in this video, I'm going to provide a guide to you on how to safely buy a model from a marketplace without, I'm not going to say, well, yeah, also without getting scammed by buying from a fake market, but also by making an intelligent purchase. Because it's not regulated. There's no oversight really. So, and again, I'm not saying that sellers are intentionally misleading people, but it is up to the buyer to do his due diligence and to do his research and to purchase intelligently. So let's jump right into it. Number one, only buy from vetted marketplaces, period. Don't buy from somebody who's like, oh, I got a model for sale. Hit me up for details. Like, how dumb are you, bro? Honestly, like you you think that guy is just like, come on, please. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Maybe you shouldn't do OFM if you're that dumb and you believe that, or you're just that naive. I don't even know like what to say to that. Like that's an obvious scam. At least buy from a scammer who's gone through the trouble to set up a Telegram channel and fill it with bots and fill it with fake listings and, promote it fakely in some Telegram channel or some Telegram group. Don't buy from those people either. The only people that you should buy from are the marketplaces that are vetted. And by vetted, I mean they've been around for a long time. You can ask in the chat. I mean, it's very simple. Ask a message or ask somebody in the chat. Is this market legit? Yes or no? Some off the top of my head. You have BTZ's market. You have Luke Biz. You have the MVP markets. You have fucking Express. VGT, I think, still has a market. Connections. Is it Connections? I don't know. There's some new ones out there now. But I would recommend only buying from vetted markets. I used to say only buy from Fed markets because I had a very low opinion of any market that wasn't in the Fed. Now I understand time has passed. There are some new markets that have come up. There are some people who, have actually done a good job and proven themselves and not been fucking scammers. So good for them. I don't know all of them off the top of my head. I haven't bought models in a while. I thought about buying one today. She was interesting, but anyway, only buy from vetted markets. Number two, guide to buying on marketplaces. Expect to lose money even if the model does not flake. So on all markets, if you buy the contact info, if you buy the model, then you are given like a grace period, 7 days, 2 weeks, whatever it is on that market, where if the model doesn't respond, if she is flaky, if she doesn't do what you ask her to do, then you can ask for a refund and they will send you your money back. However, that doesn't mean that things are going to go great with that model. She might respond, kind of. She might have like 1 foot in the door, 1 foot out. This is kind of why I don't really buy from marketplaces anymore, because like you can buy the model, but if she's a shit model and she makes it past 2 weeks, well then it sucks for you, bro. But like, she made it a month, but she does nothing. She did like barely enough to fucking get it going. She could still be shit is what I'm saying. Like you might buy the model from the marketplace and you might get past the warranty period. And I'm not saying like just get past it. You might get 2 months past it, but she still might be shit. Most models are shit. So there is a little bit like you should not buy from a marketplace unless you already have experience with other models, because you're not going to know if one is good or not unless you have that experience. Now at this point, I've dealt with so many that like I know which ones are going to be good and which ones are going to be dog shit, just because I have a cat now. Just because I fucking talked to so many. So you got to expect to lose money. All right. It's part of the game. It is what it is. Like accept it and move on. Number three, even if you lose money on 4 out of 5 of them, the 5th one will make up for it. So this is the other side of the coin. And that is that Similar to how when you try to recruit a bunch of models, most of them will be shit, but when you finally get that one who's amazing, everything will be great and you will make your money back and it will be worth it and blah, blah, blah. So similarly, the models that you buy from marketplaces follows the same trend, right? If 4 out of 5 are garbage, dog shit, waste of time, waste of money, that fifth one, fucking cats, bro. That fifth one will make up for it, right? I remember now that I think about it, I've bought maybe, 10 models. And the ones that have actually made money and that I've been like happy to work with has been, I can really only think of one who turned out to be good. However, that one, I made enough money on her to make up for all the rest. Plus, not only that, she put me on to some additional strategies that I've used to generate at least $50,000 in extra revenue just from grabbing that model. Now, I could have, you can get a strategy from a model that you don't buy from a market. It's not like the ones in the marketplace have these, they come with like little bonus strategies. Usually not. I mean, it just was kind of chance. You can get that from a girl you recruit from some other method. But in this case, she did come with that little bonus and it was pretty cool. So, and I wouldn't have gotten that. I wouldn't have earned that money. I wouldn't have developed that additional dimension to my agency if I had not bought the model. And it's a good way to learn. You can fast track a bunch of bullshit. When you buy a model, especially if she's on salary, you can buy, you can get her to work with you and you can get her like doing shit right away. So it's a little bit faster. You can learn a little bit faster. Sometimes it's not that easy. Number 4, ignore previous earnings on the account since it had mostly to do with the chatters. So when you're looking at listings, maybe you're going to look at some listings, and a lot of marketplace owners, they like to show that like, oh my God, this model already made $200,000. This model does $20,000 months, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Most of the time, that information is irrelevant because the fact that she earned that money probably has nothing to do with her. It probably only has to do with the chatters that were on her account or the combination of the traffic and the chatters that the agency set up for her. Now, there are exceptions to this. Maybe she's a famous influencer and she's got $20,000 in sub revenue. Maybe she's been running the account herself and she's been doing a fucking great job. And the reason that's important is because you will inherit those benefits when you sign her. You usually don't inherit the benefits that came from the previous agency. I mean, maybe she'll have like some knowledge on the method, but probably not. She probably doesn't know how the last agency fucking set up 100 Bumble accounts for her. She probably has no idea. She just kicked back and fucking collected the money and then probably ran off with the money 1 month because she was short-sighted and stupid, or they had some beef about something, or maybe it was the agency's fault and who knows what the fuck happened, right? But you can ignore previous earnings and take it kind of with a grain of salt. Again, unless that, unless what caused her to earn that money is still relevant to her in some way. Now, one question that I like to ask when I'm considering buying a new model who has had previous earnings is I will ask, where is the traffic from? Where did the traffic come from? Did it come from her Reddit account? Did it come from her Twitter account that she has? Was she doing 25 reels a day? Was it TikTok? Was it dating apps? Because that is going to be relevant. If it all came from dating apps and I don't do dating apps, well, then I'm suddenly much less interested in purchasing that model. Which brings me to my next point. Ask where the traffic came from if there is traffic on there. And really, we're going to roll this into the next one. And well, no, actually, I take that back. I kind of already said ask where the traffic came from. Like, you need to know that information if it's there. And then, yeah, next point. Sorry, I was out late last night. I'm not coherent. You want to know the demographics of her social media, and you want to know the demographics of her OnlyFans page. Now, maybe there's some of you out there who can like sell to Spanish speakers and like a Spanish speaking audience is super valuable for you somehow. Me personally, I like the gringos. I like to sell to the Americans. They just are freer with their money. You know, Americans, tier 1 countries. And if she has a lot of traffic on her OnlyFans, if she has a lot of subscribers, say it's a free page, or she has a large social media following, then you're going to want to know where the demographics are. Let's say she has 1 million followers on... Fuck. Why are you doing this to me? Why? It's just one of those days, you know? Amazing. Anyway. Oh, is it not fucking working? Right, there we go. Fuck, man. Sorry about that. I don't know what the fuck is going on. You need to know where her audience is from. She has 2 million followers on Instagram. Where the fuck are they from? Okay, she's Argentinian. She has 2 million followers. Are they all fucking Argentinians? You know what's going on in Argentina right now? The country has no money. Their money is like, you know, they fucking light it on fire at night to keep warm. I don't know if it's quite that bad, but like they're not going to buy anything. They fucking speak Spanish. You're going to hire Spanish chatters. Good luck with that. I mean, I guess you could hire South Americans, but it's just not, you know, what's the point even in having that? So just keep that in mind when you are shopping in a marketplace. And then finally, you want to look for deals and look for what I call gems, and look for models that fit your strategy. That's really what it is. Don't get distracted by like, oh, you know, this looks good on paper, but it doesn't fit my strategy. Okay. Now I've made this mistake many times. One of the biggest mistakes that I've made when buying models on marketplaces is that I will choose to acquire a model who doesn't speak English. And I'm like, you know what? Her titties are just so nice. I will fucking use the translator for that purpose. You know, I'll take a chance on her, and I fucking buy, and it never works out. So because that doesn't fit my strategy. Now, I mean, that's an example specific to me. Maybe you speak Spanish. Maybe you don't mind working with South Americans. You have some method of like making it work with them. I have no patience for them. I don't want to deal with it. But I must remind myself frequently to not compromise on that. Ideally, you would have some kind of, you know, idea of what you want before you go browsing on the marketplace. Like for me, for example, right now I'm trying to get into YouTube, right? There's all these like try on hauls, lingerie, transparent clothing type shit. And the girls that work best with that, I mean, any girl can do that, honestly, but like the ones that work best are ones with big boobs. So I go on to the marketplaces and I type in boobs and I fucking look to see, you know, who's available. And that was the model that I was thinking of buying today. 40 years old. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Fucking this big basketballs. You know, $1,000, like could work, could not. It doesn't work. I'll get my fucking money back. Hopefully, knock on wood. Anyway, bottom line is that when you should not buy from a marketplace if you have no experience. I mean, if you have just a ton of money to fucking throw around and you don't mind to lose a little bit first, you don't mind to get that like fast-tracked education first. Yes. Okay. I guess you can, but, there are easier ways to recruit and get that experience that are cheaper than just fucking going and blowing a bunch of money on models. Cool. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Hopefully it will be all fixed up for the next one. That was my video on how to buy from a marketplace. Check out my links and hit me up if you need coaching, and I will see you in the next video.